Welcome back to the channel, Living and Investing in Bryan-College. And today we're going to jump into what I believe on this Good Friday is the main topic of getting paid. And I thought about this because I'm always thinking of how can you understand who get paid in a real estate transaction, how do they get paid, and understand like what is this big talk about. And even if you don't know, this is still going to be helpful for you if you're somebody that wants to just make sure you purchase or sell your home or invest, that you're going about it the right way, that's going to be in best benefit to you. So if you don't know me, my name is Jabari. I'm a realtor investor here in the Bryan-College area, and my goal and sole purpose is to, number one, encourage, inspire, and educate people so that they can make sure they make a good decision when it comes to purchasing or selling their home. So if you don't know, we have a channel on YouTube. This is where this is being streamed to live, but also you're probably seeing us on Facebook and Instagram. So one of the things when I think about a real estate transaction, and I heard a good real estate partner that was explaining this, and I'm like, you know what? I think that's a good job. We need to demyth when it comes to a real estate transaction what actually happens, because I think like if you understand the truth and understand how to view it when you're starting to purchase or wanting to buy something, then it's going to be very beneficial for you in your journey in purchasing, selling, or investing. All right, so number one, sellers pay for the real estate commission. Why I think this is a myth, because what you have to understand is when you say you want to sell your home, me as your listing agent, I come forward, I show you what all we're going to do. I show you our marketing plan. I show you our online. I show you everything that we are going to offer to be able to sell your home. And then we move forward, and then we come up with an agreement. Now, that agreement is going to say when I get you a qualified buyer, or when a qualified buyer comes and move forward to purchase your house, I will agree to pay X amount of dollars. So me and that seller is making that decision at that time because they want to sell their house, and two, they don't have any idea on how to sell a house. They now, don't get me wrong, you have people who want to be for sale by owner, but oftentimes when people who do for sale by owner, they end up turning to a professional who can save them time, who can pre-qualify people to make sure that they do have the money, and ultimately you hire a profession. And I'm going to get into this later, but anyone who wants to save their time is going to turn to somebody that is a who is very professional at how they go about things and that add value to them to get the job done in a timely manner. Okay, so sellers pay for the commission only if you have a qualified buyer, and goes into number one, buyers can now represent themselves. So if I know some of you guys do know, but when it comes to a lawsuit for National Association of Realtors, they have this lawsuit that is going on that's been settled, but things have not been put in place yet. But I know as you watch this video, things probably is going to continue to evolve. But the thing I think you need to understand is they're getting to the point where they're saying buyers who sometimes are first-time buyers, or now we deal with first-time buyers, we deal with luxury buyers, and we deal with investors. Oftentimes, each one of those people have different scenarios. First-time home buyers don't know what to do. Luxury buyers, they have limited time. They know what they want. They real particular about specifically that they want. They don't want to. They want to cut to the chase. And investors, first-time investors, you just want to make sure you're doing the right thing. But then also experienced investors, time is of the essence. Let's move forward. Let's put the offers in, and I don't need to, cut around, because their job is to get their money and take their money, which is what we talk about on Cashflow Friday, and put it in the investment, leverage income to get me to the point where I have my income paying my expenses. So buyers can represent themselves. So if you're someone who wants to buy a house, you absolutely can represent yourself. But what happens is now you are forced to educate yourself a lot more on the process, which is fine. Use this page to do that. And two, you need to be aware of When it comes to purchasing, like what are all the legal aspects that come with it? And with this whole lawsuit and everything that's going on, um, the main thing that they're saying is that you now have to figure out a way to represent yourself. And I think that's very difficult for someone who don't have a desire to become an expert at buying a home. That's why very good real estate professional exists. For those who have a genuine interest in making sure you understand the process. Like I had a client of mine who just recently posted, they just reposted one of my videos, and they was just talking about, this is my realtor, great knowledge, and I didn't ask them to do it. I asked them to leave a good Google review, and I even go back to their experience. If they had to represent themselves, they would have given up 2-3 months ago. Now, that example is just one of many, because when I realized people need to purchase something, like you need someone who can think creatively about the scenario to get it to the end goal. The end goal is to purchase the home, to buy the investment, to sell the house. And when we're talking about buyers can represent themselves, you absolutely can. But you need to make sure, if you have no experience or if you don't have any desire to have an experience, because let's face it, if you're somebody who wants to buy a luxury home or you want to buy an investment, you rather go in, get straight to the case. You rather go in and get straight to the straight to the chase. And the reason why is because you understand the value of your time. Your time is to get to the end product. The end product for you is the house. It's the home. It's the experience you're going to start with your family. It's the legacy you're going to start passing down. You don't have a desire to now take on another full job. And guess what? Those who do, you're not watching this. Those who do want to take on that full experience, you have understood all the specifics. Great. I promise you, you haven't watched this video. So the reality that you've made it to this point and saying, like, I want to make sure I just do the right thing for me and my family. Oftentimes, that's the only reason you start thinking about a real estate transaction. So you need to be careful of representing yourself, because there are so many things that could go wrong. And the other one is that realtors are overpaid. Now, I can agree that certain realtors are overpaid that haven't shown you the proper value when it comes to how to get you taken care of and make sure you get to the closing table. When it comes to a realtor, you have to realize that you go from the beginning to the end, sometimes minimum 30 days, but I've seen a lot of silly posts, but like, yeah, you become a counselor, you become a motivator, you become an encourager when it comes to making sure these people get to the closing table. And oftentimes, most realtors, they either want to be part of a team who can be able to provide leads, who can be able to provide information that's going to help them get to the closing table, but even know how to handle a transaction that seems like it's about to unwind. And so oftentimes realtors are becoming overpaid when they are not taking it serious. Anybody who's dipping their toe in something is not going to give you full service. And let's say you know this through friends or family members, and great. But when you know those people and they're not getting the job done like you wanted them to get done, and then you're like, why am I paying you, or why am I agreeing to pay you? So all that to say is, number one, seller pay for the commission. Partly true, because if you don't have a qualified buyer and you as a seller don't do the specifics that needs to be done to make sure you have a qualified buyer, you can waste a lot of your time, which ends up delaying the plans that you have on either selling your house. And that can be a nightmare for you, just depending on whatever scenario you're in, especially if you are behind on your payments and you need to get rid of this house before going to pre-foreclosure. Okay, so number two, buyers can represent themselves. They absolutely can. But if you have no experience, or you don't have the desire to spend the time to understand all the ins and outs, this is why you want to turn to a real estate professional. And number three, realtors are overpaid. The reality is, if you don't know what you're talking about and you don't take the necessary time to be aware of how to best serve your clients, how to show them your loan offers that you have to offer, how to show them the loan products that you are very specialized in, and making sure they can get qualified. Sometimes if you can show them down payment system, and then sometimes if you're not in a situation where you can purchase right there at that time, what are the steps that you need to take to get to that point? And if you don't even understand the bare minimum of that, because it can go so much deeper once you get in the mix of it and you got to start answering different questions, then guess what? You are a realtor that get overpaid because you're not even starting to show the value that you have. And now that's why you're going to get weeded out in this environment when it comes to helping clients. And you as a client, when you're thinking about who to use, the realtors who, like I said, they're dipping their toe in not having the expertise or the value to be able to work with you, or have the team or the people around them to show them, hey, this is how I can be able to assist you. This is how I can help you. And here's the bullet point or the checklist that we have to be able to do this, and the information where you can read it and then get back to us. Then guess what? That really could be overpaid, because I think if you in anything in life is worth earning. Now we go about certain ways on how we do that, but I think that's very, very important. Okay. So if you're someone who say, I want to invest, Cashflow Friday is my way of continuing to pour in and say, all right, later today we'll be teaching the game. And I have an investment course that I walk a lot of my people through to help them make wise decisions about how to invest in real estate. But also, if you're a first-time buyer, or you somebody who say, hey, I want to take the necessary steps to start doing the work that needs to be done, then the question you have to ask yourself is, what do I need to do to make sure I follow through with what I said I want? Because a lot of people claim that they want to buy, but the reality is the work it takes to get that done is a lot different than what you can expect. So I say all that to say is, if you're interested, there's a link in the description below where you can be able to sign up and know more about training that I have, especially if you're a real estate agent and you want to start owning the thing that you sell and have your leverage income be your income that's going to pay for your bills. So on a Friday, you're not considering like, I need to work more, or I need to spend more time making more money an hour so that I can be able to just take care of my basic necessities. All right. So I appreciate you guys for just tuning in. I appreciate you guys for just understanding how a real estate transaction goes. And always, if you have questions, of course, if you're looking at this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe so you can continue to get notifications. If you're somebody that's looking to buy, sell, or invest, make sure you can schedule time in my link below, or consultation time based on my schedule, that we can get on a call and we can be able to determine what you're looking for, when you're looking, and what questions you have to be able to get there. And if you have questions just about this video, great. Let's jump on a call and let's make sure that if you want to work together with me and my team, that we're a good fit, but then also that you're going to get the experience, or even just you're going to get what you deserve when it comes to purchasing your next home or investment. All right. So thank you for taking our time for watching the video, and we'll see you next time.